Hey everyone, it's Fim over here. If you want to keep updated with the latest from Maroon Talk, make sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You may also follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Pocket Casts, Breaker, Overcast, and Radio Public. UP Fight!
Having to go through gambling problems from that Atlantic City incident, you really see how Jordan is not just a basketball player, he's not just a public figure, but he's also a human being that goes through the same trials and tribulations that us everyday people deal with. And as much as Jordan says na the next coming episodes, you're gonna dislike him a lot more. So far for me, I'm not yet there.
Okay.
Parang sinasabi niya na we were in, nakalimutan ko yung series, kung anong series yun. Sabi niya, Michael was scoring parang 30 plus, 40 plus points, but we were not getting anywhere. Tapos sinabihan siya ni Phil Jackson na you should know how to trust your teammates.
Like, kung kukumpara mo yan dito sa Pilipinas, nagkaroon lang ng ganyan. Si JJ Helterbrand, tsaka si Mark Cagiwa. Axel dati.
Team Axel.
Si Dejo Marbinay.
Airbnb.
Pero kung hindi nyo palang tatanong, si Enzo nga pala, nag-cameo dun sa sa Inside the NBA. Di ba? Ano yun? Ano nga yun? Playoffs ba yun?
Hindi, season opener yun, nung 2013.
Kompleto ba sila?
Nakita kami sa camera. Oo, kompleto sila nun. May picture pa nga ako nun with EJ. With Ernie Johnson.
Talaga?
Oo.
Patangkad
Kasi
ba ka?
bumabasa eh.
Welcome to Maroon Talk, the only segment dedicated for anything and everything UP Fighting Maroons. I am Fim Moran, batch 2010 from UP Los Baños.
I'm Chris Weber, batch 2010, UP Diliman.
I'm Piel Ordonez, batch 2011, UP Diliman.
And I am Jake Del Rosario, aka Jake Del Ro, from the one and only Ateneo, repping Steph Curry, because, Curry, man.
Okay, welcome boys. It's good to be back again with you guys after a week. It's the third week of The Last Dance. We saw episodes 5 and 6 released today here in the Philippines and in the US, wherever you may be. And siguro these two episodes are two of the most awaited episodes in this whole series. For me, I got to see Toni Kukoc, the one I've been waiting for ever since the start. And of course, many people already saw Kobe for episode 5 kasi first scene pa lang it was dedicated for him talaga. Agad. Go, you guys. What do you think? So,
Maganda yung first part ng episode 5 kasi yun nga, very timely for Kobe. We saw how much Kobe's game was really influenced by Michael and how yung nakita ni Kobe na Michael Jordan was like his big brother. So nag-translate kung observe mo yung game ni Kobe. The moves niya sa mentality, attitude towards the game, makikita mo yung influence talaga ni MJ sa kanya.
ako, hindi ko alam kayo pero ako, as a kid, personally, even if he didn't have to say those words, nung pa lang naman, nakikita mo na talaga na in-idolize niya si Jordan. Did you feel the same kayo, Jake and Piel?
Oo.
Diba?
Oo. Kasi yung moves niya talaga parang patented talaga kay Jordan eh. Fade away, pull up.
The style of play itself, diba? Would you agree, Jake?
Yeah. Growing up as a Kobe fan, well, not really Kobe fan, but having grown up in that era, you can really see the parallelisms between the two players. You can really tell na Kobe was trying to pattern his game around MJ. But the beauty about it, hindi siya pilit. It's not like Trae Young trying to copy Steph Curry by shooting from half court. Talagang pinag-aaralan ni Kobe yung mga galaw ni MJ. They go through it one-on-one. Kobe even said na if he needs to call Jordan, then by all means, tawagan lang niya. You can really tell na super dedicated talaga yung work ethic ni Kobe, not just to pattern his game around Jordan, but to also make a name for himself in the process.
Yeah. Kumbaga, it was split in a way na he worked for it. Yeah. Gusto ko lang banggitin nyo. Kasi ang first scene nung di ba, nung episode 5 was the 1998 NBA All-Star Game, which was held in Madison Square Garden.
New York,
di ba?
Yeah.
It was the place where Jordan apparently loved to play. Tapos gusto ko lang bagitin yung ibang mga notable players sa 98 All-Star Game. Kasi ito yung mga idol natin dati. Napansin ko doon si Rick Smits.
Oh!
Ito, balito namin ni Enzo to eh. Rick Smits, Tim Hardaway of the Miami Heat, Sean Kemp of the Seattle
Cleveland siya nun.
Kaya pala siya naka-blue. Ang Seattle pala was si Peyton and Vin Baker. Vin Baker.
All-Star pala si Vin Baker.
Umahot pala siya ng All-Star Game. Doon ko nga lang naalala ulit na, well, knowing the Seattle team, sila yung mga notable players doon di ba? Before Ray Allen came in. Yeah, napansin nyo ba yun? Ako, napansin ko talaga yung mga player na yun. Especially Rick Smits.
Rick Smits, parang... Actually, mas nagulat ako kay Vin Baker na all-star pala siya. Kasi si Smits, alam ko, medyo solid din.
Kasi 90s, yun yung nila medyo, nila Reggie Miller.
Oo.
Shit. Ito ba yung, hindi pa to, ang side doon, wait. Ang side kwento doon was yung Jordan 1s, di ba? Pero it was a different game. It was, I think, a week before the playoffs ng 98 season. Or
last game nila against New York.
At New York.
Oh.
At New York, no?
Yeah.
So he brought out his old Air Jordans. Hindi ito yung sino bang medyo sneakerhead sa atin? Hindi ito yung band na Jordan 1s. Tama ba?
Oo, yung band, yung black.
Yung mas black pa.
Mas
Tama.
black,
Yeah. So yung the OG Jordan 1s, he brought back. And apparently, nung napansin ko, parang iba pala yung mukha yung nung Jordan 1s while Jordan was wearing it in his latter years. Napansin niyo ba yun?
Oo, parang
diba?
parang nag-expand siya.
Parang okay, no?
Oh.
So we're used to seeing those Jordan 1s during his rookie year, syempre, when back in the 80s, wherein the shorts were in, he had hair, and not many people were wearing Nike actually. So that's what I noticed about that scene. And kayo ba? Can you share anything about that part of the episode? I think napasok din yung
siguro parang dun nag-intro yung sneakers sa culture na.
Mm-hmm.
Yung parang nag-pave ng way na maging part ng culture yung sneakers.
So ata yung, if I'm not mistaken, siya yung nagsimula na may signature shoe ang isang player.
Oo. Kasi parang yung Converse, pare-pareha sila ng di ba?
Yeah.
Even if iconic yung Converse weapon kay Bird and Larry, iconic yung Converse Pro Leather kay Dr. J. wala pa naman talagang nagkaroon na player na talagang named after him yung sapatos, di ba?
Signature shoe.
Yeah, so if we're not mistaken, siya yung like kung kukumpara mo yan dito sa Pilipinas, nagkaroon lang ng ganyan. Si JJ Helterbrand at si Mark Cagiwa. Axel dati.
Team Axel.
Si si Dejo Marbinay.
Airbnb.
First politician na may signature shoes.
Sana magkaroon ng tuyo. Yeah. Okay. So, moving from the episode 5, it was ang next thing on the plot was the 92 Dream Team, di ba?
Yan.
So, dami pala controversies nun. I would like to start with Isaiah Thomas. Si Zoe, ikaw nga magano.
Si Isaiah Thomas talaga yung yung controversial. Kasi, well, during that time, of course, we know Isaiah Thomas is one of the best point guards in the game. I mean, kahit na natalo na sila ng Bulls nun, he was still one of the top point guards in the NBA. So, nung ina-assemble yung Dream Team, there were speculations na Isaiah Thomas was not included in the lineup because Michael Jordan didn't like him in the lineup. Kasi may rivalry sila, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Pero sinabi naman ng ibang players, sinabi ni MJ na hindi siya yung may pakana nung pag-exclude kay Isaiah. Tapos, yun nga, may mga reporters na siya sabi na Isaiah Thomas had something, parang meron siyang beef with not just MJ, pero with Scottie Pippen, with Magic Johnson, and with Larry Bird.
Yeah.
So parang sabi nung isang nag-comment, that's half the team na may problema sa kanya. Mm-hmm. So if you bring him in, it's gonna affect the chemistry of everyone. So hindi siya sinama. Mm-hmm. Which is, ngayon ko lang nalaman kasi all this time, akala ko si MJ talaga yung dahilan. Hindi
so before may may idea ka na about that?
Oo, kasi narinig ko sa ibang podcast sa Spotify. Pakinggan ko. Sa Sports Wars, kung alam niyo yun. Yun nga, tungkol sa rivalry ni MJ tsaka ni Isaiah. Tapos, yun, nababanggit yung issue na to sa Dream Team. So yun, akala ko talaga si Michael lang yung sa larin.
Hindi ayaw, no?
Oo.
Dami pala. Yung kasing, si Isaiah kasi parang when you see him talk, pag-interview, parang lang, diba? Mga soft-spoken, well-mannered na individual, no? But then, I remember I read something before, an article about him. It was mostly about him being a failed executive in the NBA. Gusto ko lang ipasok to para since we're talking about this with Thomas Red. So if you remember, he became coach ng Indiana Pacers back in the 90s ata or the early 2000s. And he didn't win shit as well. After that, he became
the Knicks coach.
The Knicks parang VP for basketball operations ata or GM, not sure. And from there, talagang it was probably one of the worst eras of the Knicks. And now, I think meron din siyang hinandle ng WNBA, if I'm not mistaken. And surely, it failed then from there. But, despite all those failures, he still, again, you can't take out his talent. As Jordan mentioned in this episode na he respects Isaiah Thomas's game. Because, yun nga, game respects game, ganyan. But then, as an individual, as a person, parang may something off talaga with Isaiah. Which brings us to the point ng si segue ko, si Jordan din, may dito lumabas sa 2 episodes ito, yung pagka-human being niya. Diba? Siguro, ito yung sinasabi natin last episode na parang it would make us, this documentary would make us hate him. Or parang gano'n, di ba? Parang dito na lumabas eh. Ewan ko, nakita mo na ba yan? This, dapat. I don't think so.
Siguro kasi hindi pa sa next episode pa yun, no? Pero yung gambling problem niya. Tapos yung how he handled this issue with the media. And siguro sa episode 5 yung actually sa both episodes yung lumalabas yung pagka ultra competitive niya. Na kahit kapustahan lang na yung mga yung mga staff lang around the arena. Sobrang pa rin niya. Sobrang competitive pa rin niya. Compare mo yung salaries nila, di ba? Parang no match. Tapos, kahit yung $20 ng staff na yun, gusto niya makuha pa rin. So, I guess that's part of what would make us see him in a different light.
So, Jake, can you add more?
I think, yeah, tama ka when you say na this exposes Jordan as a human being. And first of all, sobrang amazed pa rin ako how Jordan gracefully handles the pressure. Like, I think if you saw in episode 6, from the moment he steps out of his hotel room, sobrang daming crowds, daming media people. Just getting to the bus in itself is such a struggle for a big-time personality like Jordan. And it really makes you think na, as a kid, diba, you'd say, oh, I want to be famous, I want to be like this person. But now, when I look ahead and look now at my adult years, do I really want to be that popular? Do I want to really be that famous? Do I think I can handle that type of pressure that Jordan is dealing with? For some, kaya naman nila. Like, you can see other NBA players, other celebrities. They're capable of handling the pressure. And I think this speaks to Jordan, not just as a basketball player, but more as a public figure. And I think documentaries like this help us really digest, and it helps us appreciate that these aren't just superstars, they're not just quote-unquote superheroes, but they also have a human aspect. They have a human side to their daily life. So that's just my 2 cents regarding Jordan's publicity. Like, I really appreciate how he handles himself. Because you can't have a bad day if you're a superstar. Even if you're not feeling good, you're not feeling okay, you have to like pretend that everything's happy, everything's going well. So again, like, shout out to Jordan for really carrying himself the right way, especially in public.
Yung mga ganong instances would really separate the great ones from the good ones. And yun mentioning the hotel experience thing, as in a way we saw how he is going to and from games. Ang interesting din is he goes through that every single day, diba? So imagine the pressure, the exposure na you have to endure every single minute of your life at his peak. Siguro hanggang ngayon, I would think so, hanggang ngayon na ganun pa rin yung sa kanya. Kasi if you see him sa games, diba, pag nakaupo siya sa bench ng Hornets, the team he owns, you would see, pag zoom in sa kanya, na harap at likod niya, merong bodyguard. So, even if you're sitting courtside, you won't really have a chance to talk to him or get a picture with him kasi he's heavily guarded pa rin hanggang ngayon. UPL, anong pwede natin i-add for that,
Ako nung nakita ko yun, medyo napaisip ako na parang sino ba yung dumating before MJ na ganun yung treatment ng media. Parang wala akong maisip eh. Parang siya yung unang naisip ko na parang every move susundan ng media, lahat ng galaw niya parang gagawa ng story, laging may article tungkol sa kanya. So parang siguro nanibago din siya kasi ayaw niya nga na laging nasa spotlight, diba?
Yes.
So tapos yung yung story pa nung yung Stan Smith ba yun?
Yung book.
Oo,
yung book. Jordan Rules.
Sam Smith. Jordan Rules.
Parang masyado siyang in-expose doon na yung perception ng mga tao sa kanya talagang negative.
Naging naging tawag dito. Expose. Considering there wasn't any social media back then, it was a big issue for them. Kasi dun, kumbaga lumabas yung mga... Hindi ko na-gets actually yung issue with Horace Grant. Can anyone explain that?
Yung,
I think
yung
basically
nga.
Yeah.
Yung kay Horace Grant, I think yung perception was si Horace Grant yung nag-expose ng inside information kay Sam Smith, the writer of the book. Pero sabi naman niya sa documentary, wala siyang sinabi. He didn't rat anything out. So it gotta be at the other players, the coaches, or whoever in the management ang nagsabi ng mga ganun. Hindi talaga siya. Although siya nga yung naging scapegoat.
Oo. Yes. Nirelease yung book kailan to? Nung first repeat, di ba? 93? Tama ba? Oo, kasi doon pa si Horace Grant eh. Tama ba?
Early 90s.
Yung first first repeat. So, yun. The 2 episodes are mainly showcasing the mostly not so positive side of Jordan during his career, during his peak, actually the peak of his career. Siguro let's go back to that 92 Dream Team experience, since there's Toni Kukoc. We have to discuss this. He was part of the 98 Bulls team, and little did I know na 6'10 pala siya, na left-handed shooter. So if you had Vladimir Radvanovic in our time, in the 2000s, they had the Toni Kukoc back in the 90s. Unlike the now na marami ng European players, back then wala pa masyadong ganun. And what's your take on that Croatia team na they beat during the 92 Olympics in Barcelona?
Naawa ako kay Kukoc nung simula.
Oo, no?
Kasi yung context was before the Olympics, Jerry Krause went to Croatia or to Europe to scout Toni Kukoc. And then the Bulls picked him in the 1990 draft as their second round pick ata. Tapos parang ina-hype up na siya ni Jerry Krause as the next, the future of the team. After MJ, ganyan, after Pippen, ito na yung future natin. So parang, for Pippen and Jordan, na-insulto sila kasi nandito pa kami. Nandito pa kami, bakit inaano mo na yung kapalit namin? Ina-hype up mo na. So, nung nagtapat sila sa Olympics, talagang binanata nila si Kukoc.
Yep.
Di nila pinascore, hindi physical sila sa kanya. Tapos, tinambakan nila ng sobra yung Croatia. At least the first time that they met. So, Kukoc ended up with 4 points lang ata. So, tapos makikita mo sa mukha ni Kukoc eh. Kaya ako naawa sa kanya kasi parang hindi niya talaga alam yung gagawin niya. Diba?
So, kung isipin nyo, diba? If that were to happen at present, hindi siya mangyayari. Kasi diba, you have guys, ang culture ngayon, body eh, diba? Hindi naman, most likely, you'd have guys like LeBron or D-Wade, welcome them to their team if ever ni-recruit nga ganyan. Na mas maging friendly pa sa, they won't do that type of bashing to their supposed future teammate, unlike Jordan and Pippen did. Diba? Anong niya doon, PLNJ? What do you think?
Siguro ako parang meron ding feeling ko may inggit din si Pippen kasi parang 'di ba magsa-sign na dapat siya ng contract niya noon. Tapos parang hold kasi nga wala si Jerry Krause pumunta sa Yugoslavia ata or basta sa Europe nga. So parang medyo gigil din talaga silang dalawa kay Kukoc.
Yeah. Yun yung lumabas na tawag doon. Talagang factor kung bakit ba't nila naayawan si Kukoc, which at that time wala namang idea sa mga issue, di ba? So kaya siya naging mas kawawa. Damay siya kumbaga. How about you, Jake?
For me, I think coming from my perspective, parang hindi naman sila nilalait si Kukoc because Jordan did say that as a teammate he loved Toni Kukoc. I think this was just Jordan's continued beef with Jerry Krause because as we all know, super hasty Jordan si Jerry Krause. So I don't think, sure they locked down Kukoc, but they weren't really mad towards him. It was really more the continued bitterness that they had towards their GM. And I think for Kukoc naman, I have to give him credit kasi nung nag-meet sila ulit sa finals, although they lost, he didn't have a bad game like that anymore. I think he had a solid game, at least for his standards. And sabi nga ni Jordan and ni Scotty na yung puso niya parang sobrang tigas, he's a tough player and he knows how to handle this type of pressure. Obviously, nung first game, sobrang jittery siya to start because his actual teammates were the ones guarding him and making life hell for this up-and-coming European player. So to see him bounce back like that, it was actually a very solid redemption story kahit minor siya sa documentary ito. And I think, as Jordan would say, these are the type of moments that his teammates need in order to be able to become tougher and a lot stronger against the gritty teams in the playoffs. Like he would say that over and over na their competitive nature, hindi siya dahil personalan to. Although it was personal in the case of his hate with Jerry Krause, but when it comes to him being all horrible or having terrible behavior towards his teammates, it's really more for the betterment of the team. It's really just to make them a lot tougher, more physical, coming into deeper runs into the postseason. So again, I think it's nothing personal towards Kukoc. It's really more towards the continued resentment towards Jerry Krause.
Yeah. And because of that incident, kumbaga, it goes to show how much of a solid player and how mentally tough Toni Kukoc is in basketball, which made him, which gave him a place again in that iconic '98 Bulls team, wherein he was the starting small forward ata, if I'm not mistaken. So ang isa na lang hindi na di-discuss dun sa starting five ng '98 Bulls na yun is si Luke Longley, the starting center. And it was also shown kanina na yung palang 98 season, nagtayo pala ang Utah Jazz at Chicago Bulls sa best record ng NBA at of the regular season. Doon ko lang nalaman yun. So, ganun pala kalakas talaga ang Utah Jazz back then. Alam ko wala sila, pero ganung level, magkatapat pala sila during that season. So, pwede mo siyang kumpara to like Cavs Warriors. Pwede ba yun? Back in 2015, 2016, ganun. Identical ba? Or hindi?
Pwede.
Mga ganung kumbaga, simula pa lang ng season, alam mo nang sila mananalo sa East, sila mananalo sa West, gano'n.
Pero ngayon kasi bihira na yun, di ba? Para usually yung mga number 1 seed, natatalo eh.
Pwede. May possibility.
Ayun, di ba?
Pero, yeah, interesting point. So, from right now, ang timeline natin sa documentary is nasa first round na ng playoffs ang Bulls ng 98 season. So as we go into the last 2 weeks of this series, we'll go deeper into that playoff run. And New Jersey Nets, I don't know. Sino player nun?
Naisip ko nga kung sino eh.
Pinakit ka na ba? Wala pa, no?
So, yun eh.
Kerry Kittle.
Si
Doon ba siya nun?
Kit Van Horn.
Doon na sila nun?
Oh, Sam Cassell. Sino ba to?
Pero yung jersey
Kerry
niya,
Kittle.
ano na, yung bago na, yung Jason Kidd Nets na, kumbaga. Yun yung
Oh,
jersey.
pero wala pang Jason Kidd nun eh.
Oh, nasa
Wala, Phoenix pa siya nun eh.
Oh, Phoenix pa.
Okay, speaking about Phoenix, let's talk about the Phoenix Suns. This was the 93
Okay.
finals. And we have the best guest for that because we have number one fan of the Phoenix Suns in the world. We have Enzo Rigondola, everyone. Siyempre, nung time na yun, di ka pa Suns fan kasi di pa tayo buhay. Hindi, buhay na pala tayo. Pero
Di-
di pa tayo, ano.
Buhay na tayo na 1-year-old pa lang tayo.
Oo. Ay, alam ko lang, kakilala ko na doon si Charles Barkley dati. Yung bata. As a Suns fan now, what can you say about that series? The finals.
Actually,
Teka,
sayang
question.
din eh.
Question, yun na ba yung last finals appearance sila?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yun na, no? Oo, tama.
oh. Dapat nung 07 eh. Pero let's not get into it. Sakit yun eh.
Go!
So, 93 finals against Phoenix. Ano yan? Yan yung MVP season ni Charles Barkley. So, this Suns team was actually very good. Ang point guard nila na si Kevin Johnson.
Yeah.
Shooting guard nila si Dan Marley.
Yep.
Tapos si Charles Barkley. Tapos si Danny Ainge din, nandun sa team na yun. So, magaling yung team na yan. So, when they faced Chicago, parang I think everyone was giving them a chance to upset the three-peat. Kasi magaling sila, magaling talaga yung team na yun.
Kasi hindi,
Pero-
sila ang best record, di ba? In the league. Kasi
Best record in the league. So, they were a legit team, a legit threat to Chicago. And ano ba nangyari doon? Nag 2-0 eh.
Oo, ang 2-0.
At first, 2-0 Chicago.
At Phoenix.
So, at Phoenix yun.
considering,
Tapos,
sorry. I-ano ko lang ano. Considering
Sige.
na home court advantage ang Phoenix, wherein that time, ang format for the finals was 2-3-2. Tama ba? Best of 7. 2 home games muna ng home court advantage team, then 3 sa away, tapos balik sa ano. Unlike now, we have 2-1-1-1. Yan. Si Enzo. Sorry.
So yun, so 2-0. When Game 3 went to Chicago, ito, ngayon ko lang ito nalaman, nag-triple overtime pala yun. Yung mga triple overtime sa finals. Diba? So, kung panoorin yung game na yun eh.
Ako narinig ko yun somewhere eh. Nagka-triple overtime din kasi dati ng Celtics. Sa Suns din
Celtics Suns
ata.
din yun.
Phoenix.
Oo.
1976.
Oh, okay.
Yung tinatawag na the greatest game ever played. Anyway. So, ang pinaka-notable dito sa series na to is yung Game 6. Ito yung title-clinching game winner ni John Paxson.
Yun.
Na apparently, during that fourth quarter pala, lahat ng points si Michael Jordan ang score for Chicago.
Yeah.
Except for those last 3 points.
Na nagpalamang sa kanila.
Oo.
Tayo,
Kasi I mean,
sige, go. Go.
itong shot na to, malamang alam natin tong lahat eh. Ito yung nalala ni Jordan yung bola, pinasa niya, kanino ba yun?
Si Pippen.
Ayun,
Si Pippen ba?
Pippen.
Si Pippen, tapos dumrive si Pippen, binigay niya kay Horace Grant.
Yan.
Tapos si Horace Grant kick out palabas kay John Paxson. Open, wide
Wide
open
open.
3.
Yes.
Yun.
Ako, kaya ko lang naman kilala si John Paxson dahil sa tira na yun eh. Kayo ba?
Ako din.
Okay lang eh. Alam ko, he hit a big shot. Pero hindi ko alam na finals pala yun. Hindi ko alam na playoffs pala yun. Siguro, alam ko lang playoffs siguro kasi ba't siya ma-amplify ng ganun level kung wala lang, di ba? Pero yeah, I guess most people know John Paxson because of that shot. And not many realize na yun pala yung context ng tira na yun. And right now we still see John Paxson as an executive of the Chicago Bulls. Pero yun nga, heading into that final series, Jordan was pissed na he didn't get the MVP since it was Charles Barkley nga who got it. You guys, Jake PL, anong ano niya dito for the 93 finals?
Ako siguro nakita ko lang yung trust ni Jordan sa teammates niya. Kasi 'di ba may isang scene doon na tinanong siya ni Ahmad Rashad, sabi niya, so last ganito seconds, you're down by 1, 2, ganun. Who takes the last shot? Tapos sabi niya, me. Tapos parang meron din akong nakita kasi na isang video na kausap ni Steve Kerr si KD.
Okay.
Parang sinasabi niya na we were in, nakalimutan ko yung series, kung anong series yun eh. Sabi niya, Michael was scoring parang 30 plus, 40 plus points, but we were not getting anywhere. Tapos sinabihan siya ni Phil Jackson na you should know how to trust your teammates. So, parang
Ano yata yun sa finals against the Lakers? Doon sinabi.
91.
Oo, yata.
Oh. Okay.
So yun, parang doon ko nakita na nagsisimula na siya magtiwala sa teammates niya.
Yep.
Kasi before parang kay Pippen lang talaga siya papasa eh. Regardless kung sino open, basta makita niya si Pippen, papasa niya kay Pippen.
Yep. Jake?
Well, for me, nawala ako kay Charles Barkley kasi this was his best chance to win the ring.
Yeah.
And if you guys watch the TNT show, yung kasama ni Charles, si Shaq, si Kenny Smith,
Yeah.
they all have championships. And even D-Wade, yung bago nilang anchor, analyst, they all have rings. And when you look at Charles, like, ringless, he's one of those Hall of Famers na walang championship rings to show for. And looking back at 1993, this was their best shot because home court advantage. They even won 2 on the road, and realistically, Game 6 was so winnable because it gone either way. And besides that, he had other chances, like in '95 when the Suns blew a 3-1 lead against the Rockets, and even going back to his Philly days, he had strong teams back then. So, yung overall feeling ko lang, sobrang naawa ako kay Barkley, even though we know him as one of those bitter analysts who loves to belittle today's NBA stars. So now medyo gets ko kung bakit he has so much resentment towards guys like Draymond or Embiid or some of the new and up and coming talent. Pero going back to Jordan naman, this goes to show how much it took a while. It took a while for MJ to trust his teammates, to trust the triangle offense that was being implemented by Coach Phil. He did admit early on na hindi siya fan of the triangle. Pero you can see na in situations like this na Jordan, as much of a lethal scorer he is equally as lethal as a decoy. Kasi this wasn't just the only game where naging decoy siya for Paxson to hit that shot. When you look at the 1997 series against Utah, I think the game was tied, Michael was doubled, and he kicked it out to Steve Kerr, who made another clinching shot to win the title. So it really takes a while for superstars in general, not just Jordan, but the pattern I've been noticing, that takes a while for stars to buy into the system, quote unquote. Pero you can see na if they do buy into the system, the results will show itself. It really takes a star to let go of his ego for a bit, focus on the betterment of the team, and really just trust his teammates, regardless of how good or how average he may be. It's really about trusting one another, and it can really yield great results in the end game.
Yeah, so talagang teamwork eh, no? You have to have the whole team get together to win a championship. Tsaka kung hindi nyo palang tatanong, si Enzo nga pala, nag-cameo dun sa ano, sa, sa Inside the NBA, di ba? Ano yun? Ano nga yun? Playoffs ba yun?
Kung ano, hindi, season opener yun, nung 2013.
Sa San Francisco.
Hindi, sa New
Ay,
York.
di ba? Oo, New York pala.
New York. Hindi nabalitaan namin ng kapatid ko. Sabi ko, tara, punta tayo. Mag tayo. Aga namin nandun, mga 4 o'clock pala ata ng hapon nandun na kami. So nakaposisyon kami dun mismo sa likod nung nung mga hosts.
Kompleto ba
So,
sila?
nakita kami sa camera. Oo, kompleto sila nun. May picture pa nga ako nun with EJ, with Ernie Jones.
Talaga?
Oh.
Oo.
Patangkad
Si
ba siya?
Bobas eh. Patangkad din.
Yung picture ni Enzo na sasabi niya, andun sila mismo sa barricade eh. Yung sa barricade ng crowd. Sa likod ng...
Oo.
Sino ba sa likod mo nun? Si Barkley? Sa likod kanino?
Parang si Shaq ata eh.
Shock pa talaga. Yun. So, kanapin
Kasi
natin.
nasa dulo eh.
Pakita natin. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about another rivalry team na pinasok nakinalaban ng Bulls in the 90s, which are the freaking New York Knicks.
Yeah.
Siguro, this was probably the strongest New York Knicks team before Melo and Amare came in the late 2000s, early 2010s.
Early 2010s.
Yan. You had John Starks. You had Xavier McDaniel. Sino yun? Yung pa nandun?
Anthony Mason.
Also,
Anthony Mason. Iisip ko Desmond Mason eh. Anthony Mason. And the head coach was the legendary Pat Riley. Of course, the star player was Patrick Ewing. As they mentioned. Dito lang dahil na gano'n pala kalala yung rivalry nila with the Bulls. Kayo ba may idea kayo?
Parang meron naman. Alam ko bitter rival sila. Pero hindi ko alam na gano'n siya ka-physical.
Ang naalala ko lang palagi pag talking about Bulls and Knicks was yung dunk ni Pippen over Ewing. And yung nilakaran niyang over him. Yun pala yung context noon. So, ganun pala sila yun nga, as the documentary said, it was like the Pistons back in the 80s. Kumbaga, sila yung enforcer type of team na the Bulls faced. In the 90s naman. This was 93 din, di ba? Before conference finals. Before they faced the Suns in the finals. Okay. Ano kayang naging kwento ron? Nag-2-2. Tama ba?
2-0 pa nga eh.
2-0.
2-0.
Down 2-0.
Oh, so tama.
Lamang Knicks.
As they were saying sa documentary, bihirang-bihira yung or hindi, wala pa ata nakagawa ng three-peat. Aside from the Celtics then. Tama ba? Hindi ko nagkakamali Aside from the Celtics then. So, yung achievement of a player for to win 3 straight championships is kumbaga it's the separator from greatness, parang ganun. And the Knicks were very willing and able to dethrone the Chicago Bulls during that time. But again, lumabas yung greatness ni Jordan on that series, and the rest is history. You guys, what do you think about that Knicks team?
Well, for one, that's my dad's favorite team.
Wow.
Yeah. Kasi he lived in New York for a while before moving back here. So, yeah, I think...
Fan ba siya nung team na yun, 90s?
70s pa nga eh.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Long time Knicks fan yung dad ko. So,
Nandun pa si Phil Jackson, panda siya.
Na Dave the Butcher would have read.
Oh, okay. World be free. Sige, go.
So, yeah, they're really the bad boy Pistons 2.0 without the rings. But
Yeah.
I really think na it was just a matter of bad luck hitting them. Sobrang wrong timing yung pagdating nila. Like maybe if this particular next team was assembled mga 80s or late 70s, maybe they would have sneaked in a ring or two. I really think that even if Jordan had that mini hiatus, it was still not so perfect timing pa rin for New York because on the other side of the conference, you had the best center in Hakeem Olajuwon and the Rockets. And you can tell na in that series, sobrang in-outplay ni Hakeem si Patrick Ewing sa time na yun. So, yeah, I guess a part-time Knicks fan, sobrang depressing talaga. Even though I wasn't born in that era. Like hearing my dad's stories of how Jordan kept beating the Knicks. And even after Jordan retired, the Knicks could not get over the hump.
Yeah.
It was just, one of the many depressing stories of a Knicks fan.
Which
And
is still
Jordan
very
just
evident. Sa ngayon,
Jordan
yeah.
just happens to be one of those players or one of those eras that the Knicks fell for,
Yeah. And they still feel those effects to this day. Na siguro one way or another, we are all Knicks fans. Ewan ko, would you be agreeing to that? Kasi ewan ko, that's how I feel. Hindi ko siya masyado ma-explain, pero in a way, I feel that way.
Actually, nung one time, nakapunta ako sa Garden I got to watch a Knicks game live sa MSG. And I feel sorry talaga for their fans kasi every time they mess up on defense, sobrang pinapagalitan ng mga fans. Mismo,
yung players.
As in, minumura talaga sila like, hey, play some defense. What the F are you guys doing? Tipong ganun.
Those are
Like,
Knicks.
as a tourist that time, sobrang na-shock ako because it just shows you how dedicated those Knicks fans are to the point na pagmumurahan nila yung mga players.
Yeah, those are the Knicks fans for you guys. Imagine when they drafted Porzingis, di ba? Imagine that moment. Ang nakapanood pala ng NBA sa atin dito was Jake and Zoe, no? Yung pa yun siya napanood dyan.
Di pa.
Di ba? Si Jake lang.
Oo, di pa.
Ako rin di pa eh. Baseball na panood ko eh. Sige, Jake, can you... Yung MSG ba sobrang laki?
Actually, parang Araneta lang eh.
Okay.
Like the exterior. Parang Araneta lang siya, round siya. Tapos when you go inside, yeah, sobrang laki.
Kunyari Gen Ad, ganun.
Actually,
makita ka pa ba?
Yung seats ko with my dad, sobrang taas siya. Parang blue seats yung tawag. Basically, if you compare it to Moab, mga high upper B,
Okay.
low Gen Ad siya. Pero sobrang ganda pa rin ng view eh. Like, you still see the players like from a very decent angle pa rin.
Not bad.
Actually, we got to preview it through SeatGeek. Parang
sa internet. May ano.
Yeah.
But was it regular season game or ano siya?
Actually, Christmas siya eh. Christmas game siya.
Wow! Okay.
Oh, nice.
So they were against what?
Against the Celtics.
This was
when
what team?
Isaiah was still there. Isaiah Thomas. Yung
Christmas game, so relevant pa yung Knicks nito.
nandito pa si
Melo.
Porzingis, Melo, D-Rose.
Okay. Okay, so medyo recent.
Yeah, 2016. Mga ganun.
You say D-Rose?
Yeah, he was with the Knicks.
Yeah, tama.
He was with the Knicks for a while.
Sila ano siguro to? Si Prigioni? Hindi, wala nata siya doon. Pablo Prigioni.
Joakim Noah.
Si Galloway.
Sila yung team na yan. Okay. Yeah. I guess that's it for 5 and 6. Ano ba? Meron ba tayong tackle?
Yung Atlantic City
Ay, oo nga.
Atlantic City
Sige,
adventure ni Jordan.
Yeah. So about that. Tama. Mix naman yung natin. So tama. After nag 2-0, doon ba siya na
Gambling.
casino?
Hindi, before
game 2.
Before game 2.
Before game 2. Kasi game 1, parang mapansin nila na medyo sluggish no fourth quarter. So he was not the typical Jordan na we know. Na they knew. So what made it worse was there were reports na people saw him at Atlantic City in New Jersey hitting the tables at early in the morning, ganyan. So it became an issue to the media, to the staff ng Bulls as well. And it became something na some sort of a distraction for him, wherein he got pushed to his limits, at least off the court. So you guys, what's your take on that?
Ito yung, ewan ko, medyo mixed feelings ako dito eh.
Yeah.
Kasi, alam mo meron kang big game coming up, tapos susugal ka. Hanggang 2 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning. Imbes na pahinga ka na lang. Diba? Beauty rest. Hindi naman beauty, pero alam mo, gets ka naman, diba? Pahinga ka na lang. Tapos, yun nga, added pressure siya not just on himself, but on the team as well. Kasi, syempre, hindi naman may iwasan na the media would ask, let's say, Scottie Pippen or sino ba point guard nila? Si DJ Armstrong. Diba? Na, ano masabi mo sa ni Jordan, sa adventure niya sa Atlantic City, ganyan. So, hindi lang siya distraction for him, it's a distraction for everyone. Na imbes na they focus on the game itself, they're deflecting all these issues around them na walang kinalaman sa basketball. So, for me, that was a bit of a selfish move for Michael to do and irresponsible. Although, syempre, ano naman natin nangyari, pero if I were a Bull fan during that time, tapos nabalitaan ko yun, parang magagalit ako sa kanya. Ganun.
Yeah, ako actually initially yun din yung inisip ko. Tama. You're in the pros. Dapat you have to act professionally, ganyan. And you have to do whatever it takes to win nga, ganyan. Pero after hearing his side, in a way, as Enzo mentioned, nagpahinga din naman siya. Kumbaga ang pinahinga niya yung mental yung mental game, kumbaga. Kasi hirap din naman talaga nung isang taong dire-diretso mag-basketball. Then papasok pa after pala, papasok yung atmosphere ng New York sa'yo. Badging ka na nga, ganyan. So minsan nga, you just need an escape talaga. And knowing how he plays, how he carries himself professionally, he's still gonna take care of his job on the court, even if he does that stuff. Gopiel,
ako, siguro kung sa player standpoint, pag may ganun kang teammate, syempre may inis ka din, lalo na kung siya yung best player mo, siya yung captain goal nyo, kasi dapat siya yung magsiset ng example na tulog tayo maaga, inside tayo ng maaga, ganun. Pero kung ako yung nasa lagay niya, siguro hindi man ako magsusugal, pero aalis din muna ako dun sa place kung nasan mismo yung yung pressure. So hanap ako ng alternative. So maintindihan mo siguro yung niya, yung pag-cope niya, kasi parang naging hobby na nga talaga siya sa kanya Hindi naman daw siya addicted, pero naman, kasama niya naman yung dad niya nun. So feeling ko controlled pa rin siya kahit pa paano. Yun lang. Sa naman, fan standpoint naman, syempre madi-disappoint ka pag nalaman mo talaga yun, kasi parang hindi siya focused
So yung unang binanggit niya, was he couldn't play golf kasi gabi na. So yun din naman talaga yung ano niya, yung first ano to? Choice dapat to relax for that. Ano. Siguro na-amplify nga lang because of his history with gambling. Tapos dumagdag pa yung bad performance niya, I think nung last minute ganyan.
Oo.
Kaya lang
Kasi
na-amplify.
may magazine pa. Di ba yung magazine
Ano
na
pa yung ano?
pinabas?
Oo, yung kasama yung isang yung parang GM ng ano, di ba? Na may history din ng gambling or whatever. How about you, Jake?
Well, for me, una sa lahat, I actually wish Jordan's dad was still alive so he could explain his side of the story para mas complete, mas detailed yung the things that went down. But at the same time, I agree with all of your sentiments. Madidisappoint din ako as a fan if in the middle of such a heated playoff series, you'd go out there gambling or just not getting your head right for the next set of games. Which is why at the same time, as much as there's disappointment, there's also amazement kasi diniretso yung Bulls yung next 4 games. Parang they technically swept the Knicks after going down 0-2.
Oo nga, no?
Kasi
Yeah. Oo nga.
the next 4 panalo na eh. And Jordan was the main catalyst for that. So I guess as much as part of us is disappointed with the events that unfolded before game 3 or game 2, I guess there's also the sense of amazement because for him to flip the switch like that and just score 30 a game, his usual 30, and just do clean light work of the Knicks in for the next 4 games. Like it just shows you his greatness, and if his focus is really there, you don't want to mess with him. Pero going back to the incident again, kasi I'm not sure if you guys caught this, pero it was Jordan's dad who siya yung nagaya sa kanya na pumunta sa Atlantic City. It was really
Yeah.
Jordan who initiated the idea. So if I were Jordan, I would have told his father, "Oy, hintay muna tayo. Like, let's wait for the season to end and then we can enjoy all we want." Because
Yeah.
I think nowadays, if that happened today, that would have warranted at least a 1 to 2 game suspension. Like the coaches would not let you play, no matter how dire or how important that game would be. Because you didn't follow team rules, you broke team protocol. So again, it just shows you Phil Jackson. Like you have to give him credit also for keeping his patience because as the Zen master, he could have just flipped. He could have just not let Michael play for a game because of team rules and all that. But no, he let it slide and pinaglaro pa rin niya. He let him do his thing, and the rest is history. So it's just an interesting take because if you compare it to today's NBA, if something like that happened, then there will be charges, there will be a lot of suspensions warranted. So it just shows you how different talaga times were back then compared to right now.
Yeah, back then with no social media, it was amplified already. If it happened today, it would have been amplified 10 times, di ba? More. And automatically, it's gonna be a total negative impact on the player. And props to David Stern as well during that time, di ba? Kasi after investigating, after knowing what happened, yun, he still came up with a pro-Jordan decision. Which is, and wala namang nilabag, walang nasaktan, walang gano'n. So, kaya, there were no fines, walang suspension na nangyari, and yeah, true enough, it was a good, I don't know, of course, Knicks fans would hate him, pero it was the just decision siguro for that part. Okay, talking about another issue na I noticed on those episodes. Ewan ko napansin niyo his take on politics. Lumabas siya, di ba?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Kasi it's another way we would see Jordan off the court or how his personality really was as an individual. Yun nga. Actually, I don't know where to start with this. Pero sure ako napansin mo to. Itong issue na to.
Kasi yung issue was yung senatorial candidate ba? Senatorial candidate ng North Carolina. Si, pangalan
Si
nun?
Gant.
Si Gant.
Yung black guy. Tapos,
So ano siya, Democrat. Tapos yung kalaban niya, Republican. So si Gant asked Jordan to parang do a TV ad for him. Jordan refused. Tapos meron siyang statement na sinabi na parang the Republicans buy sneakers too. Ayan, sabi niya. Tapos, yun, this statement and his refusal to support Gant was taken negatively kasi kumbaga yung kalaban niya kasi at that time parang racist, believes in segregation, yung ganong type. Tapos si Jordan chose not to side with his opponent, di ba? So it was taken as yung political views niya was put into question.
kumbaga sa
So, he
panahon
said-
niya, ito yung tatawag na DDS.
Parang gano'n, di ba? Parang gano'n. Na parang kino-compare siya kunyari kay Muhammad Ali, another black athlete. Pero politically stood for
Human
justice, human rights, ganyan, social justice. Ito si Jordan, parang ayaw niya sa ganun. So kaya siya naging controversial na issue during his time.
Yeah. And he defended himself na actually, hindi ko alam paano siya i-facilitate. Sige, Phil, ano take mo dun sa sa issue na yun?
Medyo, ayun nga, parang, di ba sabi niya, sa mga next episodes, parang, you're gonna start to hate me, ganun. So, medyo, parang kasi, feeling ko sa culture ng, African American, pagka mayroong isang, brother na
Yeah.
tatakbo for position, lalo na yung politician na yun, parang, pag nanalo siya, siya yung first African American sa Senate, di ba? Tapos, parang lumapit pa sa kanya yung mom niya para gumawa ng commercial para dun sa politician na yun. Parang yun lang, nakaka-off lang kasi parang ang selfish nung dating yung parang sinabi niya ata nun pagka habang nasa NBA siya, NBA lang yung papakialaman niya. Walang iba. Parang ganun. So, yun lang yung take ko. Medyo
Parang,
as a person.
Ang maiisip ko modern day counterpart niya, yung yung statement ni Lebron.
Yeah.
Yung statement ba niya?
The China.
Ito ko sa China. Kaya ba yun?
Hindi ko na nag-gets
Last
yan eh.
year?
Hindi ko na nag-gets yung issue na yun eh. Ano bang yun doon?
Before the season started.
Parang may comment si diba? Si Daryl
Morey.
About
NBA.
Hong Kong.
Yes.
Yung owner
Before
ng
the season
Houston,
started.
meron siyang comments parang supporting the
Protest.
Hong Kong protesters.
Okay.
Tapos si Lebron, at some time after that, was asked about it. Tapos, basta, I think,
Misquoted daw yung sinabi ni Morey.
Ano nga ba sabi
according
niya?
to LeBron.
So,
basta he didn't side with the protesters. Parang, basically, basta ganun. Basically, hindi siya nag-side sa Hong Kong. So, nag-side siya sa China. Parang ganun yung effect na sinabi niya.
okay. Yeah.
In effect,
Okay.
parang he wasn't using his
Influence.
platform,
His
his influence for the right goals. Parang
Yeah.
ganun.
Gets. Yeah, Yun nga. Siguro, it goes to show na lang how real, in a way, Michael Jordan was to himself and to himself na lang. To himself. Kasi he's been pleasing whoever day in, day out through his game. And siguro for him, yun yung way niya to just stick with whatever he is thinking. Ganyan. Yeah, it's not a popular opinion na with what he thought at that time. And yun niya, alam naman din niya yun. Kaya nga siguro he said na we're gonna have more negative thoughts about him in this series. And I'm sure meron pa rin lalabas dyan outside after these episodes. Do you have anything to add, Jake? It's dami ko naisip kanina pero hindi ko malabas ngayon eh. I mean, hindi ko siya ma-structure maayos.
Well, I think for me, yeah, sobrang knocked din ako when Jordan refused to endorse this Democrat governor because I get what Obama was saying na
Yeah,
sure
no.
Jordan's fairly young, he's still trying to find his place in the league, he's trying to get his footing right. But at the same time, would it really kill you to spend about 30 minutes of your day just going on TV to say, hey, vote for this guy? Because Jordan didn't say, na, I'm voting for the opposition. He just didn't really care about politics. So,
Yeah.
kung ganun naman yung side niya, would it really kill him to spend at least 5 to 10 minutes of his time to inform those watching on TV na, hey, you should vote for this guy because he'll uphold your rights, he's gonna improve the criminal justice system, mga ganun. Like, you don't need to be a super expert in politics to use your platform and, speak your truths, speak your mind. Because now, in 2016, or in 2020, pero most especially 2016, I noticed na daming NBA players like sina Steph, sina LeBron, they were endorsing Hillary so bad. And even though hindi siya nanalo, you can really you can really tell the effort na binigyan ng mga celebrities like sina Steph, LeBron, Beyonce, etc. They really advocated for Hillary so much, even though they have little to no knowledge of, politics. And I really felt na, since we're all minorities here, it would have been a little bit better for Jordan's rep if he would have just, you know, given a short infomercial.
Yeah.
Except for the casual viewers, it doesn't really matter who the governor is. You're just seeing Michael Jordan on TV,
Mm.
and that in itself should give these voters or just regular people like an edge or a reason to vote for this guy, just because one of the most popular basketball players in the planet is endorsing this man. So yun lang yung take ko. Like it wouldn't really be too difficult for Jordan to endorse this governor.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a decision na he made on his own and he stuck with it. And siguro he gave his side on that one already with what he said sa episode. Yeah, okay. Siguro let's just leave it at that. Let's see if meron pang mga lalabas na ganun in the coming episodes. We still have 2 weeks to go. We don't really have any idea kung ano, di ba? Yung lalabas the next 2 episodes. Kasi itong episode 5, parang kahapon lang din lumabas na parang about Kobe, di ba? And we had no idea what episode 6 was about. Now, we're heading into the last 4. This is the final half of the series. And ano pa ba yung hindi natin nakikita? Once we talked about in the previous episodes. There's Rodman's done. Phil Jackson's done. Who else?
Tapos na rin si Pippen.
Si Pippen. Ang wala pa yung baseball niya. Di ba?
Wala pa.
Tsaka yung Space Jam. Yung pala.
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Okay din yung lumabas yun, no? Actually, yung weekend, napanood ko yung some sort of documentary about this game, exhibition game nung na baseball siya. White Sox Cubs. He's playing for the White Sox. Tapos, he had 2 hits ata. So, pero kaya lang, preseason game lang siya. So, wala siyang bearing masyado. But then, that's where they first saw Jordan in the baseball uniform. And it was an exhibition game but it was sold out. So, that was the impact ni Jordan on the baseball field. But I'm not sure. Hindi naman natin tumagal siya ng gano'n. Yeah. Kayo, anything final thoughts you want to say for these episodes?
Ah,
Or what to
ako,
expect pa?
actually, di ko na alam yun nga. Ang in-expect ko na Space Jam. Yun na lang gusto ko makita. Yung, sa
Of,
that time of his career.
kasi medyo ano tayo nun eh. Medyo aware na tayo nun eh. We were
Oo.
what, 5, 6 years old. So, somehow we already had an
Kasabay
idea.
nun, di ba?
Oo. Kung sino
Sabay
si Jordan.
ng three-peat nila siguro. Tapos, ano pa yun? Ang natutunan ko sa episode na yun ay, saka yung sa last week, importante talaga ang iyong mental health. Kasi, kung titignan mo si Dennis Rodman, nagbakasyon siya sa Vegas. Pagbalik niya, he was refreshed. He recovered and played well. Si Jordan, nagbakasyon siya, punta sa Atlantic City, and they won 4 straight after that. So, yun, siguro hindi yung mangyayari ngayon sa NBA ngayon kasi yun nga, the management wouldn't allow their players to just go on vacations like that. Although meron tayong load management.
Yeah, no, sabihin ko na sana.
Pero
Wala
iba
pa
yun
rin.
eh. Iba pa rin
Physical
yun
yun eh. Physical yung...
Physical yun eh. Hindi siya mental eh, di ba?
Yep.
Hindi ko ma-refresh mentally doon. So, I don't know if we're ever gonna see that. Pero yun, take care of your mental health kasi it works. Just like Dennis Rodman and Michael Jordan made them work. Yeah.
Pero in all honesty, in basketball, talagang I would say more than half would really be about mental toughness compared to your physical ano. Kasi talagang an 82 game season, di ba? How would you get through that just by playing alone? Just by pushing your body the whole time, di ba? Iba yung ano nun eh, yung demands nun. Yeah. Go, PL and Jake.
Oo, siguro, yun nga, siguro to add lang dun sa sinabi ni Edu. Parang, kasi yung time nila nung 97, 98, matatanda na sila lahat. So, syempre, yung katawan mo, hindi na talaga yan parang nung prime mo eh. Tapos yung um, mental approach mo pa na last season nyo na together, alis na yung coach nyo, contracts nyo mag-expire na. So, parang medyo nakakawalang gana kasi parang hindi ka na i-extend tapos mawawala pa yung coach mo. So, ano yung magpo-fuel sa'yo para tumuloy sa season. Tapos, last na siguro yung yung impact ni Jordan sa sneaker culture. Parang, pag sinabi mong Jordans, iba yung niya, yung dating niya, pag may collection ka ng 11s, ng 4s, ng 3, ng 1,
Yes.
parang, yun lang.
Jake?
Yeah. Similar to PL's point. Yung Air Jordan 1s, as in yung OG Air Jordan 1s. When I look around the sneaker stores like Soul Republic or even Foot Locker or even sa may Toby's, yun pa rin yung pinakamahal na sapatos of all the shoes. When I look at a pair of Air Jordan 1s, regardless of the colorways and regardless of the style, yun pa rin yung pinakamahal na sapatos. And it just goes to show you Jordan's impact 36 years later because 1984 was when he first wore it. And you go a lot of years after that, and it's still the most overpriced. It's still the frequently bought shoe. You can even see in some football games, the NFL. Like when I was watching the Super Bowl, one of the players, some Kansas City Chiefs, when he scored the game-winning touchdown by yun, naka-Jordans pala siya the whole time. So, the Jordan vibe, the Jordan hype, it really crossed over not just in the basketball, but even in football, baseball, and even lifestyle. Like, yung mga OOTD na nakita ninyo, a lot of them puro Air Jordan 1s or any Jordan pair. Like, sabi nga ni Justin Timberlake, it's a must-have. It's a necessity among sneakerheads or just casual people. So, yeah, that's just one of my main points about just the shoe culture in general, how it has evolved over the years. Pero if we go look back so far in 6 episodes in, I think these two were my most favorite because they're the deepest and they really show the human side of Jordan. Once again, from dealing with crowds, from dealing with rubbish from the media, from having to go through gambling problems, from that Atlantic City incident, you really see how Jordan is not just a basketball player, he's not just a public figure, but he's also a human being that goes through the same trials and tribulations that us everyday people deal with. And as much as Jordan says na the next coming episodes you're gonna dislike him a lot more. So far for me, I'm not yet there because I really just appreciate how he handles the pressure of one bad report here, dozens of hundreds of fans there. Like as a regular human being, I don't know how to deal with that simultaneously. So again, it just shows you Jordan's impact, but more importantly, his ability to cope with the media, to cope with the hundreds of fans that just want to see him because they know it's a once in a lifetime thing. So ayun lang, it just shows you the depth of this documentary. Like I said last week, it's a full docu. It's not just about basketball, but it's really more
Yeah.
about life.
Yes.
And my hope lang for the next 4 episodes, besides the cliche stuff you see on NBA TV, hopefully we get more sketchy stories like this. Not so we can see the sketchy side of the player, but so we have a more holistic viewpoint, not just of MJ, but of the notable Bulls players and members of the organization.
Yeah. Those are very good points. I think you summarized the whole episode now for us. And just the episodes 1 to 6. Thank you, Jake. Ako, favorite Jordans. So, I really like Jordan 11, Concord. Tapos, when I started playing basketball, ang sapatos ko rin was Jordan 18.5. Hindi ko lang kung malala mo yun, so, grade 5. Yung black and white. Pareho kaming sapatos ni Sammy Esguera.
Sabi.
Hindi mo malala
Hindi ko alam eh. Hindi ako sneakerhead eh. So,
Yeah, ako rin. Kasi nung lumalabas si Jordans that time, at least for the Philippine setting, hindi siya ganun ka-hype eh, di ba? We had the sneakers here, but then wala yung mga pila-pila pa. It was all in the States at that time. So the sneakerhead culture wasn't really big then. We're talking about the late 90s, early 2000s. Kasi lumabas lang naman yung mga release nung nagkaroon ng Titan, nagkaroon ng yung mga Nike na flagship store. So back then, it wasn't really big here, locally. But now, it's super blown out of proportion na everyone's into sneakers right now. I mean, the hype sneakers itself. Yeah, interesting. And we got to see din naman how big Jordan was in Europe, which was also evident already in episode 1. Dito naman pinakita yung sa Olympics, ganyan. And I'm sure it's gonna happen again in episodes 7 to 10. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We have 2 weeks left of this amazing docu-series. It's sad na we're in the latter half already, but yeah, at least we get to see more of the GOAT, Michael Jordan, and more iconic personalities in the NBA. Kasi, yeah, as I mentioned, this is what we have right now. We have no sports. We have nothing else to talk about but this one. And we're all blessed to be witnesses of this docu-series. And at the same time, we're also blessed to be alive already during that generation. So we can talk about this like this, not like yung younger generation right now na who have no clue talaga of how it was back then, when Jordan was at his peak and experiencing all this stuff. So yeah, again, thank you everyone. Thank you Enzo, Jake, and PL for joining me once again this week. See you guys again soon. We'll talk more about what's gonna happen next week for episode 7 and 8. So stay tuned for more. Again, this has been Maroon Talk. Maraming po salamat sa inyo lahat. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Peace.